In the minds of millions, New York City is the city of ambition, power, and limitless opportunity. A skyline built by billionaires, glowing advertisements, and the promise that anyone can make it to the top. But beneath the lights of Times Square, beneath the luxury towers of Manhattan, and beneath the image sold to the world, exists another New York. A hidden city powered by underground economies, organized crime, financial scams, cyber fraud, black markets, and survival systems that most people never notice. This is the city behind the skyline. Every day, more than 8 million people move through New York's streets. Tourists flood the avenues, businessmen walk into glass towers worth billions of dollars, and millions ride through the subway system without ever realizing how many hidden economies are operating around them at the exact same moment. Because New York is not just a city. It is a machine. And wherever enormous amounts of money, power, and inequality collide, underground systems inevitably emerge. For decades, New York was synonymous with organized crime. The city became one of the most important centers of mafia activity in the United States. Italian-American crime families built massive underground networks involving gambling, extortion, loan sharking, labor racketeering, and illegal trade. Entire industries were infiltrated. Construction, shipping, waste management, nightlife, unions, all became battlegrounds for influence and control. While Hollywood romanticized the mafia through movies and television, the real criminal economy of New York was far less glamorous. It was violent, strategic, and deeply connected to the flow of money through the city. But modern New York is no longer controlled in the same way it once was. Today, the criminal economy has evolved into something more fragmented, more digital, and in many ways, harder to detect. The underworld adapted to technology, globalization, and modern finance. Crime became decentralized. Smaller networks replaced massive hierarchies. Street-level operations merged with cybercrime. And much of it now operates invisibly within the same systems ordinary people use every single day. One of the biggest drivers of New York's underground economy is financial fraud. In a city where trillions of dollars move through banks, corporations, and investment firms, opportunities for scams are everywhere. Identity theft, credit card fraud, phishing operations, fake investment schemes, and financial manipulation have become enormous criminal industries. Unlike traditional street crime, financial crime often happens quietly. No gunshots, no police sirens. Just stolen information, manipulated systems, and invisible transactions moving through digital networks. Cybercriminals no longer need dark alleyways or hidden warehouses. A laptop and internet connection can generate millions of dollars through coordinated fraud operations. Some scams target wealthy investors. Others target ordinary people through fake emails, fraudulent banking alerts, cryptocurrency schemes, or hacked accounts. Many victims never even understand how the crime happened. And because New York sits at the center of global finance, it naturally attracts both legitimate wealth and sophisticated financial predators. At the same time, beneath the luxury image of New York exists an entirely different survival economy. In some neighborhoods, underground systems emerge not from greed, but from desperation. Illegal street vending, counterfeit products, unlicensed services, black market sales, underground gambling, and small-scale drug distribution become ways for people to survive in one of the most expensive cities on earth. For many, the legal economy feels inaccessible. Rent rises faster than wages. Entire communities struggle under economic pressure while surrounded by unimaginable wealth. This extreme contrast is one of the defining realities of New York. A billionaire can live inside a penthouse overlooking Central Park while only a few subway stops away. Entire communities fight daily battles against poverty, addiction, violence, and unemployment. The city contains immense opportunity and immense desperation at the same time. And where desperation exists beside concentrated wealth, underground economies grow naturally. The subway system itself reflects this hidden reality. Millions pass through it every day, making it one of the busiest transportation systems in the world. But beneath the movement of commuters exists another layer of activity. Pickpocket crews, organized theft rings, illegal vendors, scam operations, and survival networks all operate within the same crowded spaces. Most passengers never notice them. The city moves too fast. Everyone keeps walking. Everyone keeps looking forward. At night, New York transforms again. The city's nightlife economy generates enormous amounts of money, attracting tourists, celebrities, influencers, businessmen, and criminals into the same spaces. Exclusive clubs, underground parties, hidden casinos, illegal gambling rooms, drug distribution networks, and money laundering operations have historically thrived around nightlife culture. Some operations are sophisticated and hidden behind legitimate businesses. Others exist openly enough that locals understand their presence, even if nobody speaks about them directly. And then there is the black market economy surrounding counterfeit luxury goods. New York's obsession with status, fashion, and wealth creates enormous demand for expensive brands. But alongside legitimate luxury stores exists a massive underground market for counterfeit watches, bags, sneakers, jewelry, and designer products. Some fake products move through street-level vendors. Others are distributed through highly organized international supply chains worth millions of dollars annually.
But the hidden criminal economy of New York City is not only about illegal goods, scams, or organized networks. It is also about invisibility. Much of what sustains underground systems survives because people stop looking. In a city moving at extraordinary speed, attention becomes scarce. Most people are focused on survival, deadlines, bills, rent, ambition, or simply getting through the day. And hidden economies thrive in environments where millions of people stop paying attention to what exists around them. In some cases, criminal systems become so intertwined with normal life that the line between legal and illegal begins to blur. A fraudulent financial scheme may operate behind polished office spaces. A money laundering network may quietly move funds through businesses that look perfectly ordinary. Illegal products can travel through legal supply chains. Digital fraud can happen inside systems people trust every day. The modern criminal economy rarely announces itself. It hides in plain sight. This is one of the reasons New York fascinates investigators, journalists, criminologists, and economists alike. Because the city acts like a mirror of modern capitalism itself: enormous wealth, enormous inequality, relentless movement, and constant opportunity. Every force that attracts ambition also attracts exploitation. Every system designed to create wealth also creates vulnerabilities. Every concentration of money creates incentives for those willing to bend or break rules. And perhaps nowhere is this tension more visible than in neighborhoods undergoing dramatic change. Across parts of the city, rising rents, redevelopment, and economic pressure have transformed communities over time. Some streets become wealthier almost overnight. New luxury buildings appear. Coffee shops replace old businesses. Entire neighborhoods shift socially and economically. But beneath those transformations often remains a quieter struggle involving displacement, informal economies, and survival systems built over generations. For some people, the hidden economy becomes opportunity. For others, it becomes necessity. A person selling counterfeit products on a street corner may be trying to survive impossible costs of living. Someone participating in underground gambling might see it as a chance to escape financial pressure. Others exploit vulnerability for profit, running scams that target immigrants, elderly populations, or people desperate for quick money. Inside the criminal economy, motives are rarely simple. The psychology of New York itself also plays a role. This is a city built on movement, ambition, competition, and anonymity. Millions of strangers cross paths without speaking. A person can disappear inside crowds, reinvent themselves, hide, start over. That anonymity creates freedom, but it also creates cover. Criminal networks throughout history have often relied on environments where people can blend in, move quickly, and remain unnoticed. Then there is the digital layer of the city, invisible, global, and constantly expanding. A scam originating thousands of miles away can target someone sitting inside a Manhattan apartment. Financial fraud can move through accounts in seconds. Stolen identities can circulate online before victims even realize what happened. The underworld is no longer confined to alleyways, warehouses, or hidden clubs. It now exists inside phones, inboxes, apps, and financial systems. What makes this hidden reality even more unsettling is how ordinary it can appear. Crime in the modern world does not always look dramatic. It can look like an email notification, a fake job offer, a suspicious transaction buried among legitimate payments, a luxury item sold at an unbelievable discount, a stranger making promises that sound slightly too good to be true. The criminal economy succeeds precisely because it learns to imitate normality. Yet despite everything, New York continues to function. Every morning, millions wake up, commute, work, build businesses, chase dreams, and create stories of extraordinary success. The city remains one of the most influential financial, cultural, and economic centers on Earth. That contradiction is what makes it so compelling. Incredible opportunity exists beside invisible struggle. Immense wealth stands next to hidden desperation. Dreams and exploitation occupy the same streets. The truth is, every powerful city develops layers. There is the version sold to the world, polished, glamorous, aspirational. Then there is the version locals understand, complicated, flawed, unpredictable, alive. And beneath both often exists something deeper. Systems of survival, hidden transactions, informal networks, and criminal economies shaped by human ambition, inequality, greed, fear, and necessity. So the next time you see the glowing skyline of New York City in a movie, on social media, or in a postcard-perfect image, remember this. Beneath the lights, beneath the advertisements, beneath the wealth and ambition, another city moves quietly in the shadows, invisible to most, understood by few, and constantly evolving. Because every skyline tells a story. But the most important stories are often the ones hidden beneath the surface.